Hey everyone, it's Richard Metal Fan here, bringing you guys an old school album review. And today we're going to be looking into this album's 15-year anniversary. And this was the most recent album from this band. And this, like I said, this was the band that got me into metal. And like I said, as Sable and Today we're going to be talking about Hypnotize by System of a Down, the band's fifth album released on November 22nd, 2005 through American Records. Now this of course follows up their previous album, Mesmerize, which came out like 8 months earlier. This pretty much sort of like still continues with that trend, but I think this album, along with like Mesmerize, like it was all recorded at the same time, but I feel like Hypnotize is a kind of almost the same, kept the same realm a bit. Let's just talk about like production. Fantastic. The vocals, I feel like Serge Tankian and Darren Malakian, their vocal styles are pretty interesting and unique. And the way that they harmonize together is just amazing. And just like the instrumentation's pretty awesome. Like the guitar playing, Darren's guitar playing is great. The bass playing, I feel like I wish Shabo's bass was heard a little bit more. And drumming wise, John Dolmayan I think is a pretty great drummer. So without further ado, let's dive into this album track by track. Now starting things off is Attack. Now after the previous album Mesmerize, after they're listening to Lost in Hollywood, which ended the last album, I thought it would start off soft as well, which is wrong. I feel like Darren's vocals might make it sound relaxing at some of the parts, but after like the heavy guitar riffing, especially at the beginning of the song. But when Serge comes in, it just really just gets energetic. And the chorus is kind of weird. It's like, we attack, attack, attack with your fetal servitude. We attack, attack, attack with pesticide. We attack all years of propaganda. We shall attack. Which I feel like lyrically they talk about war and political stuff, which is kind of what System of a Down is known for, but I feel like in interviews they said that they're more than just a political band. They're more of a social conscientious band from what I've heard in interviews. But overall, Attack is a great way to start off this album. And then we go on to Dreaming. Now it kind of starts off similar to Attack, but Serge's lyrics are kind of like weird. Is like, we are the prophetic generation of bottled water. It's just the weird lyrics are pretty much expected from the band, but doesn't like detract from just the awesomeness of the song. And Serge's vocals really match well with Attack as well as the verses, and I just think this chorus just kicks in and just really great. And then especially at the part of the bridge where Darren sort of like just sings, it just goes really, really soft. And then I just love the bridge lyrics is like, dreaming of screaming, somebody kick me out of my mind, I hate these thoughts I can't deny. And especially near the end where he does the na 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 na's, which is interesting. Next song is Kill Rock and Roll. Well, which is, this song kind of reminds me a little bit of like Cigarro off of the last song, on which Cigarro talks about cocks, but this song kind of like talks about assholes, but not like the actual asshole, just like people feeling like they're an asshole for doing something. And this song lyrically, from what I heard, it talks about like Darren actually running over like a bunny rabbit, by which kind of inspired the song, which is just weird. And I just don't know what this thing with the lyrics is like, eat all the grass that you want, accidents happen in the dark, which I feel like it has to do with the music of rock and roll, until I realize the meaning has nothing to do with it at all. But overall, the instrumentation of this song is really great. Then we move on to the title track of the album, Hypnotize, which this is actually the first single from this album. And yeah, and I even remember hearing this back in like 05 or 06, probably around the time when I first heard of this band. And this song starts off with sort of like a soft guitar. It's kind of like sounds a little bit Middle Eastern, and then just Serge comes in with the vocals, and the whole band comes in and just gets really heavy. And then Darren sort of like comes in as well and just balances it out. And I especially love how they both sing together, is like, I'm just sitting in my car and waiting for my girl. Another good song, and it's just another great guitar solo, which kind of sounds very Middle Eastern sounding, just kind of like how it was at the beginning of the song. And I feel like this is a great first single, or first choice I should say. And then we move on to Stealing Society. Now this song is a bit more energetic, and Serge does a great job lyrically and vocally as well. And then but I feel like Darren just kills the song with his rapping, which I feel like it just sounds like something from like 50 Cent, like crack pipes, needles, PCP, and fast cars kind of mix really well in a dead movie star, which I feel like that kind of just sounds weird, but I just think he does make up with some lyrics like I'm a mad midnight fist fight something. I don't know. It's a pretty interesting song. And then we move on to Tentative. Now, similar to Stealing Society, this song has another bit of rapping in there, but I feel like it's done by Surge, and I feel like his style of rhyming kind of reminds me of something from like Sugar. And the chorus of the song is just absolutely beautiful, and it just makes it what it is. And overall, I just think it's a great song. It's just like we're going down in a spiral to the ground. No one can save us now. Great song, great lyrics. Pretty much one of my favorite System of a Down songs. And then we move on to You Fig. Now, the song starting off kind of reminds you of something from the song Toxicity off of the album Toxicity. And then it just has like Serj Tankian just comes in with sort of like heavy guitars. Is just like some really just fast lyrics. Is like melt in the sun, who wants to come with me and melt in the sun, hide in the sky, who wants to come with me and hide in the sky. And there's some really fast song parts of there. It's like beat a meet, and it just sounds really just insane. Overall, pretty interesting song. And then we get to Holy Mountains. Now, this song I feel like is a really thoughtful song. Like it really touches on like religious matters, which is also, I forgot to mention, was also on the two previous track. But I feel like the holy mountains of the song are within Turkey, but Armenians, like the members of the band, have been trying to get back for years. And I feel like this is what the song was written about, with words like liar, killer, demon, back to the river, arrest someone's blank stares, demon like a warfare. And I just think it's I don't know, for where you could go wrong. And just like the song itself is great, the bass, drums, and guitars is just really just great. And it's just like the chorus is just really powerful and emotion behind it, especially when Serj saying we're free. Overall, Holy Mountains is another great song. And then we go into the weirdest song ever, called Vicinity of Obscenity. Pretty much the weirdest track on here, which talks about lyrics like banana and terracotta pie. But I feel like this is kind of like a filler song, but it's probably the best filler song ever written. And I feel like Serj's vocals are pretty much weird, and just like the guitar like gets really kind of like funky sounding a part with Serj sort of like singing "Do we all learn defeat from the whores with bad feet," which is a weird song. But yeah. And then we move on to She's Like Heroin, which I thought was a pretty weird song. A song with like talking about like drugs, like she's like heroin slipping through a little glass. I'm looking for some help. I need someone to save her ass. And talking about like selling ass for heroin, which I don't know. It's another one of the most weirdest songs ever. And then we get to probably another one of the best known songs on this album, being Lonely Day. Now this is kind of like the ballad of the song, which I feel like lyrically this talks about being alone, like feeling like you don't belong, like you're just alone in the world. And I just think like the vocals from like Darren, I think this is like similar to She's Like Heroin. I feel like Lonely Day also has some great performances from Darren as well. But I just think it's a pretty good ballad. But yeah, and then the album closes with Soldier Side, which I think this is a pretty good way to end this album. It's just like a continuation from the intro on the last album, Mesmerize. Right, and it just has some really great lyrics like "Welcome to the soldier side, where there's no one else but me. People will all grow up to die, where there's no one else here but me." It's just a really powerful song, and just like the way that Serj and Darren sing is just great. It's a great way to end this album. So yeah, overall, Hypnotized by System of a Down, another great album. And who knew that after this we would not have any new System of a Down music at all for 15 years. That is, of course, until a couple weeks ago they released 2 new songs, being Protect the Land and Human Genocide, which I have reviewed. Just check them out if you and get the chance. Now overall, Hypnotize, I'm going to give this album probably a solid 8.5 out of 10. So yeah, that's my review of the album, guys. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about the album, and I'll see you all in the next video. And as always, keep it metal.